What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy Jones and I am back with another video. Today I'm talking my weekly sneaker rotation, so stay tuned.
Got a lot of things changing in my life. Hoping one day I'ma get it all right. Brother is engaged, about to start a new life. Yeah, I haven't had a chill day. Really wanna vibe, appreciate the moments. I've been creating, not scrolling. Mom and dad still
Alright, man, I'm back with another video. Now, before I get too deep into this video, y'all already know what to do. Go and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you're new, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Alright, so let's dive into today's video. Just like I said in the intro, man, I am back with another weekly sneaker rotation. Now, this should be week 184 to the best of my knowledge. And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct the kid down in the comment section. Now, y'all already know I started this series off at the beginning of 2023, and here we are. Pretty much we're on week 184. Now, if you want to get a sneak peek of what I'm wearing throughout the week, sign up for that sold out Discord. The link is pinned at the top of the comment section, and it is free to sign up. Or, of course, you know where we continue the sneaker talk. We got a food section, a sports section, a music section, you name it. Pretty much, if I do not get my content out in time, most likely we're already chopping it up in the sold out Discord. And yes, it is free to sign up. But enough rambling. Let's just go and dive right into this weekly sneaker rotation. Now, y'all know I end things off on a Friday, then pick right back up on Saturday. So pretty much this Saturday, you know, pretty much it was 4th of July weekend, and I was kicking it with the fam, and I brought out a shoe that I recently picked up, and this is my first time wearing it, and I gotta say, these joints actually look even better on feet. And I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 4, and these are the Nigel Sylvesters, and this is the brick after brick, right? Okay, now I didn't pick up the brick by brick, but I did do the brick after bricks. I don't know, something about these fire reds just kind of caught me off guard. They like caught my attention. I feel like, why not give them a shot? And the 4s are actually coming more comfortable nowadays, right? Okay, y'all know me, red is one of my favorite colors, so pretty much didn't really take much to probably sell me. Now, I know what you're saying, you probably should like the brick after bricks, but that red on that one didn't hit the same as this one. It wasn't like a true red in my opinion, but that's just my thought process on it. Y'all know I put the red laces in these guys right here, and yeah, you know, instead of we having the Nike on the back, we got Bike, which I think they still should have did a Nike swoosh and the Nike Air on the back on at least one of the heels. But anyway, and of course we got the Bike logo on this. I don't think the camera's gonna pick any of this up unless I just get up on it. But I mean, we know what the shoe is for the most part, man. And I will say this, I don't regret my purchase at all. I'm not a big fan of the Nike swoosh on the toe box area here, but at the same time, you know what? Really don't even think about it when I have it on foot. So yeah, this was my Saturday shoe for the 4th of July, was the Air Jordan 4, and these are Nigels, and this is the brick by bricks. Cool. Now I'm gonna move on to Sunday. That was Saturday. Sunday, I was pretty much back at the crib chilling and relaxing after just having a great weekend with the family for the 4th of July, man. It's important sometimes, just spend time, and you gotta take a break and some time to yourself, which I did just that. And Sunday, I was in the crib chilling, and that means Yeezy Slide. So all I did was, all the things that I would normally do was thrown off of my schedule. I pretty much just came in on Sunday and just chilled, did like pretty much just took care of just basically adulting, right? What I call adulting, like taking care of the home, getting things back right, getting ready to prepare for the work week, right? Okay, so if you're like me, I work a full-time job, so pretty much it's right back to the grind starting Monday. But this was my Sunday shoe, was a Yeezy Slide Pure, right? Okay, I know these joints is beat, but these are my beaters for a reason, right? And I feel like it's nothing wrong with having some beaters in your collection, but this was my Sunday shoe. Cool, now we're gonna move on to Monday. Pretty much in my area, which I'm in the DMV, we anticipated rain the entire week. So far, haven't been necessarily caught in it, but at the same time, I literally go outside, I can tell it just rained, or I'd be like in the process of where literally I'm making it right before it starts. But anyway, Monday, right back at work, I stepped in none other than the Allen Iversons, and these are the questions right here. And I gotta say, these joints, it is a bulky shoe, and these are the red toes, by the way. One of my favorite shoes in my collection, and it's one of those, if you know, right? I will say this, Allen Iverson was definitely that guy, and still is that guy, you know. I feel like Michael Jordan definitely did his thing, but Allen Iverson did his thing as well. He's one of the best players, in my opinion, that didn't get a ring, you know, and he didn't do what the typical players typically do nowadays, where they go get the ring if they can't get it where they're at, which I'm not knocking their strategy, right? Okay, but most important here, Reebok them was actually doing their thing. To be honest, before we even had hip hop artists or just music artists in general doing deals with Nike, they were doing it with Reebok first. I mean, I can go down a rabbit hole on this video, but I mean, it could make it much longer, but you guys should know if you don't. You'll see, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this was my Monday shoe, was the Reebok Questions the Allen Iversons, or AI if you know, right? Cool, now we're gonna move on to Tuesday, right back at work. I told you guys this was a rainy week anticipated, so I like to wear shoes that I'm not afraid to get wet, right? Pause. So Tuesday, right back at work, stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 11 Space Jams, and I know we're anticipating a new pair this year, which I am in desperate need. Now this is the ones from 2016, because we got that 45 on the back. These are arguably one of my favorite shoes in my collection. Now I know in the video it does not look bad because of the lighting and just because my camera lens. However, if you see these joints in person, probably still not that bad, but you can tell like, oh, you don't have these for a while, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Arguably still though, I feel like it's one of those timeless classic sneakers, and I feel like everybody should have it in their collection if you're into sneakers. And if you don't, I'm not gonna knock you for it, because at the end of the day, I always preach that it's preference. But yeah, this was my Tuesday shoe, was the Air Jordan 11 Space Jam. Cool. Now we're gonna move right on to Wednesday, right back at work, full-time job. Told you guys a rainy week, so again, expect a lot of patent leather coming down the pipeline here. Pause. So Wednesday, right back to work, stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 11 Cool Grays. Now these are the ones that I think just most recently dropped. I did sell my old pair, which I did have before, which normally I would keep it, but I felt like, you know what? If I did that, I probably wouldn't even want to wear these guys right here. But anyway, brought out the Cool Gray 9s. Arguably one of my favorite 11s in my collection. You know, I'm not gonna say all time, but I feel like this shoe don't get enough love, and I feel like it goes with a lot of colorways. One thing about gray, it's neutral, so you know it's gonna match a lot of fits. People hit me in the comments section all the time, it's like, what can I wear with this? What can I wear with this? I'm like, this will always be a safety, you know, no matter how you slice and dice it. But there is an exception to each and every rule. But this was my Wednesday shoe, was the Air Jordan 11 Cool Gray. Cool. Now we're gonna move on to Thursday. Arguably, we could put this in a #1 top slot when it comes to sneakers of all time. Now, I don't have the most recent pair from 2019, but the pair I do have, I believe, is from 2012. And we're talking none other than the Air Jordan 11 Bread, right? Okay, is that low cut? And I think in 2019, they still was doing a low cut and still in the process of doing the high cut. Now, if they do make a high cut version of this one, and I'm talking that high patent leather cut, yes, I'm all in there, and I wouldn't be mad if they did it next year, right? Okay. Even though we did get them in 2019, one thing about these joints, hence why I didn't really go crazy in 2019 whenever I didn't go for them. I should have went for them, but I decided to skip. Had a lot of stuff going on around that December time frame, but you know, we made it through the storm, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, these joints right here, you can tell I've had a while, and yeah. Borderline treat them like beaters, like I don't appreciate them, but it is one of my favorite shoes in my collection. And black and red, I mean, it's got everything that I wear on a regular basis. White, red, boom. I'm already matching and I ain't even trying to. But anyway, this was my Thursday shoe, was the Air Jordan 11 Bread. Cool, now we're gonna move on to Friday. Now this shoe is kind of inspired off a previous shoe, but at the same time, it's still an 11 at the end of the day. They did change the name, but if you know, you know. I think the last time we seen something similar to this was back in 2006. But anyway, I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 11 again, and these are the Gratitudes, right? Okay, some people skipped on this one. Some people say they didn't like this all over leather cut versus having that mesh up top. But to me, and a lot of people say like, oh, if you got these, or they say if you have pretty much the other white and black joints, the 11s, do you really need the Gratitudes? And you know what I'm saying? My thing is this. I think this one has that gold Jumpman on there, even though it's kind of like not top quality, right? You know what I'm saying? It's still a good shoe. Now, I'm talking about the Concords before this, and then they even actually did a gold version back in 2006 as well, but with the Jumpman, by the way. But I think this, people always said this, even back then they said it's like, yo, if you got the Concords, do you really need a shoe like this? Short answer to me, yes, because I am a major sucker for the gold color in general, right? Okay, but anyway, this was my Friday shoe, was the Air Jordan 11 Gratitude. Almost butchered the name there, yeah, but the Gratitudes, yeah. So pretty much that completes my weekly sneaker rotation for this week. Y'all sign off in the comment section and let me know what you wore throughout the week as well. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of this thing and stop rambling, man. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you're new, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Again, my name is Jeremy Jones, and thank you for watching, and I'm out.
I think